hmm And according to Columbus, gold was supposed so yeah, man. Fuck it, man. Well, man. See, like I said, man, I don't need to find no new precepts. I can just go back to the first couple, man. These first like six or whatever I picked before. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Man, I don't know how you argue with this, man. I don't know how you argue with the gospel. This shit don't make no sense. What he said. Um, he says, gold constitutes treasure, and whomever possesses it shall has all the needs in the world, and also the means of rescuing souls from purgatory and restoring them to the enjoyment of paradise. Isn't that so? You understand? Hey, riches bring heaven. You know. And you know, riches don't bring happiness. That riches bring. I agree with you, man. Your riches do give you power over life and hell. Or what did they say? What's his words? You know. Also meaning the rescuing of souls from purgatory and enjoying a paradise, man. He says, he says, and he said unto them, I behold Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Man, he said, behold Satan, man. That's that rulership, man. That's why that heaven is that rulership. In addition for putting the natives to work as slaves in the gold mines, Columbus also sold sex slaves to men as young as 9. Columbus and his men raided villages for sex and sport. Man, we could just says, and thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in thy city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land. And Israel surely go into captivity forth his land, forth of his land. Mhm. That's the type of shit that we're seeing, man. And we get to see these people, man. We get to see these people. I think it's Joel or Joel or Joel. What is it? Just read the whole thing, man. Powerful. So stop, man. Joel 3:1. And for behold, in those days and in that time when I bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather the nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, um, Valley of Yahweh, the valley of Yahweh, Shaphat, the valley of Yahweh's judgment, and I will plead the word is judge with them there for my people and for my heritage, whom I have scattered among the nations and parted by land. And they have cast lots for my people, man, sold them on auction blocks, and given a boy for an harlot and a girl for wine that they might drink, man. Also, and uh, yeah, and what have ye to do with me? Oh, Tyre and Zidon, those are Canaanites, and the coast of Palestine, man, and all the coast of Palestine, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye render and recompense me swiftly and speedily, I will return your recompense on your head, man. So we about to sell them niggas, man. We about to get on them niggas, man. And tell you, Tyron and why? What do you mean? Oh, Canaanites, man. I thought those were the niggas in slavery. I thought, man, the niggas in slavery were Canaanites. Man. So wait, the Canaanites sold these niggas into slavery? Who sold these? So for the Canaanites, who did the Canaanites sell to, man? And uh, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, that's the Lord's money, his people. But I mean, Lord deals with silver and gold, but that's his people, and carried into your temple my goodly pleasures. Mhm. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, Yarushalayim, have have ye sold unto the Grecians, right? So Tyre and Zidon, the Canaanites, man, the Africans, man, that sold us, man. You know, we did have people that sold us, but the other people, our own people that sold us, you know, some wicked niggas, man. You really have force, man. We didn't have force. We didn't have a choice. But you know, we were going. The warring Hamite tribes sold us into slavery, man. He said, and have carried into your temples your goodly pleasures and your goodly pleasure things, man. Ah. Man, let's go look, man. Let's see. Let's see how much. Let's see how much gold wasn't enough for Columbus. And the robot submarine finds the Holy Grail. What the fuck? All right, two ships near the Spanish um, galleon full of gold were 17 billion. So let's say, oh, my math is smooth. So let's say 8.5 billion, right? 8.5 billion each ship. That shit wasn't enough, man. Let's just say that. Let's just say that 17 billion. That was enough. That was less than expected from Columbus, man. Them niggas were underwhelmed. And these niggas lost their hands and murdered these niggas, man. And the two unknown shipwrecks near famous galleon, 17 billion in gold that was shrunk by the British in 1718. That was 1708. And the sin in 1708, man. This is 1708, man. So imagine how much gold they would have got on their first trip. Colombian, you know, Columbus. Yeah, if you had 17 ships, if Columbus had 17 ships and he had to go, nigga, what the? Man, you probably you had to have 100 billion worth of gold or some shit. I don't know, man. Oh no, man. These niggas wicked, man. These niggas gotta go into slavery, man. I don't even want. I feel sick doing this video, man. I don't want to do this shit. I mean, I'm playing, but just looking at this and like me thinking I'm just going into a topic like Acts 22 and it's gonna be short, but just keep going. Man, these niggas so wicked, man. And behold, I will raise them out of thy place, um, whether ye have sold them, and will return the recompense upon your own head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall say, sell them to the Sabaeans, to the people far off, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this to the Gentiles, prepare for war, wake up your mighty men, and let all the men of war draw near, and let it come up. And be your plowshares, beat your plowshares, your farming equipment into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, and say, and the weak shall say, I'm strong. I just want to say that shit to like make me feel better, all shit coming to an end, man. The Lord had to let that shit happen so he can mark these niggas with no mercy, Man, I don't like one of them counts are sad, man. Because when you read about it, man, I'll tell you, man, there was a girl, I think she was married or whatever, man. She was not fucking with him, man. And after the torture that they went to, she was just like another harlot, man. Like she was just another whore, man. A butt breaking, man. That shit, to never been introduced into adultery, to get murdered and tortured, and to breaking the laws out the order, and that's just sad. In year 1500, Columbus wrote. Like that boat was 208 years before, man. So man, that shit had I don't know, man. That shit probably had like $100 billion worth of gold value today. Gold is severely devalued. It says 100. What is that word? Yeah, where must it go? In the wrong one. It says, and he wrote 100 castinias, I don't know, are easily attainable for a woman as for work. Wait. So 100 coins are as easily attained for a woman as for a farm, and it is very general that plenty of dealers who are looking for a girl did looking for girls those are from 9 to 10 are in demand. So these niggas were looking for 9-year-old women are in demand. These niggas is wicked. They didn't want to. They didn't want to deal with a woman. You know, puberty age, then not even 13, 9 and 12, 13, 14, man. This is what man in 9, 12. Man, it's not like, covenant marriage dealing anyways. These niggas ain't doing this shit in a righteous standard, man. You're not doing it, man. This shit's still disgusting. Um, it says early years, Columbus, dog food. Let's get through this, Yeah, he was a prisoner, man. But they were so cool with all his murders and shit that that they let this nigga live it up. That this nigga, man, the way he mismanaged it so much, man. And good you hear me roasting this. So this nigga mismanaged it so much that the niggas who were there, man, brought this nigga back in chains. This nigga was a fucking criminal. So I thought this nigga came there a criminal. This nigga went back a criminal. What the man? Hate these niggas, man. Hold on. I don't know, we could probably come back to this another time. I hate these niggas, man. I hate these niggas so bad, man.
Millionaires are moving to Puerto Rico.
Más lejos y que lo que se puede ahorrar en costos de vivienda por vivir más lejos, probablemente lo va, esos costos.
Crypto Mondays. That's where people living in Puerto Rico or who are
That are here also. We picked Puerto Rico because it's a beautiful place, it's beautiful people, and I feel like we're going to be the most productive here.
Ultimately, we're not pushing anyone out. The truth is that you have real estate that's up for sale, that's relatively inexpensive to a lot of people in the United States of America. Combine that with the tax benefits that Puerto Rico offers, it's going to invite people here.
I mean, anywhere anybody moves to, there's going to be gentrification. Like, it's an unavoidable fact. And I can't do anything about that. I have to live somewhere, you know, and I want to be in beautiful places around cool people.
The people that come here build things for Puerto Rico to be a higher standard of living for the people that are here too.
Being Puerto Rican, I understand the fears of colonialism and the impact that gentrification can have. I also understand that the island is in need of investment.
I can't solve gentrification. I'm just a dude. But in specific context of this, my hope would be that the money and the people that come here are doing things to make the people's lives that already live here better.
Me personally, what I would bring to Puerto Rico is my dance moves. So when I'm out at a nightclub and I'm dancing, the Puerto Ricans, they start clapping and cheering for me. So they like my presence here.
I'm not going to try to verify that last claim of his dance moves, but let's look at the other points they made, that the tax breaks attract investment to Puerto Rico, which then benefits Puerto Ricans. The government agency responsible for the tax incentives agrees. They commissioned a study in 2019 that looked at the impact of the laws in the previous 4 years. And here are some of the highlights of that study. It found that Act 20, the one for businesses, had created an average of 10 jobs per business for a total of some 17,000 jobs. And then they looked at Act 22, the one for individuals. They say that one created about 4,400 jobs, although in the study they say that some of those jobs might actually be Act 20 jobs, so some of those numbers might be counted twice. They also say that those individuals have spent about $140 million consuming goods and services in Puerto Rico. I requested a sit-down interview with someone from that government agency, but they told me they weren't available. But in an email, they said that the laws have, quote, contributed positively to the economic development of Puerto Rico. But here are two things to know about that study. Number one, that the information they used for the study was the one that the people who benefit from the tax breaks provided themselves. And number two, that information is not available to the public. Raúl, who you heard from before, says that's a problem.
En este tipo de estudios siempre es importante tener acceso a datos para poder reproducir ese análisis, para ver si se hizo bien, para ver si fue un ejercicio de rigor, o sea, para ver si tal vez se quedó algo que era importante incluir. Y a la medida que no haya manera de reproducir ese análisis, pues entonces hay que tomar los hallazgos de cualquier estudio que comisione el DEC, ¿no? Como por fe.
So that the government agency says that information includes financial and personal details of the people who benefit from the tax breaks, so they can't make it public.
No gana nadie, excepto quien se beneficia.
Adrián González works in the legislature, and he wants to eliminate Acts 20 and 22. Now, he mentioned those who benefit, and the Center for Investigative Journalism just found that the people who used to work in the Puerto Rican government, who created and promoted the tax breaks, now work offering their services to people who want to sign up for the tax breaks. So they make money by helping investors sign up for the very tax breaks they created. If you want to learn more about what seems to be a revolving door, I'll link to that article. But when it comes to the Puerto Rican economy, Adrián disagrees with the benefits.
Esas leyes se inventaron supuestamente para mejorar la economía porque ya llevábamos en recesión 2 o 3 años. Seguimos en recesión, seguimos con una deuda impagable. ¿Cómo aportaron estos inversionistas a mejorar la situación del gobierno? De ninguna forma, porque la situación económica de Puerto Rico no cambió.
And look at the type of debt. Let's see. Man, too many scriptures coming out, man. They're beautiful, man. I think this was a beautiful lesson, man. I hope y'all can appreciate it. I hope it was edifying. Man. But it says, and the richest, and the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Proverbs 22:7. So man, these people will tell you they're the people, but why don't all these 48ers, man? Why come these 1948ers have no problem admitting why these people have no problem? What am I talking about? Okay, if these people are the Israelites, man. If these people, these small hats, are the people, they should be against using usury against their own brother. And especially if they don't want to say they're superior, man, then they have no right to be using usury. Unless they want to admit that. I mean, and they can tell you that they're the superior race, yada yada, but they won't say that openly. because they like to hide around the anti-Semitic trope to not do a real criticism. But it's not hard to find out that people are saying they're chosen people. All y'all are, people say what the Israelites say is racist, but we call y'all the word. I think the word for Gentiles goyim, not goyim. Fuck man, that's their word. I think it's goyim. I believe it in the Paleo Hebrew. I'm not sure. I believe that's so, but could be wrong. But at least they'll tell you that goyim is how they say it in their bastard Hebrew. That means cattle when it just means a nation, stranger. You know. But man, that's you down there. There's food in them. They literally eat your ass, man. You get a video. The niggas will eat your ass in a mosque football. Man, eating human on the Passover. Yeah, I'm just trying not to get this lesson taken off, but this shit too funny. Man. Isaiah 24:2. It shall be as with the people, and so with the priest, as with the servant, and with the master, so the maid, and with the mistress, so is the buyer, and with the seller, so is the lender, so the borrower, and so with the borrower, as with the taker, as with the taker of usury, so give it, so with the giver of usury. Damn, man, that shit's supposed to, man. You're supposed to be dealing with a nation who just, everyone just on an equal playing field, man. But this clearly see who the Israelites are. You see who they aren't. And Israelites are the servants, man, not the lenders, man. That's clear separation, man. I tell you, because they're in debt, they're in a recession, they're still in a recession, that they had to just give up, man. They had to give up all their cards so they can get robbed and pillaged. Wow, man. Wow. Man, I hate these niggas so bad, bro. These niggas, man. Servant, the lender, man.
En nada, al contrario, del 2012 para acá todo empeoró, así que no pueden decir que tuvieron un impacto positivo porque no existe tal cosa como una mejoría en la economía desde que existen esas leyes.
Part of the issue that Adrian says he has with the tax breaks is that he believes they're unfair to Puerto Ricans. Act 22, for example, is not available to Puerto Ricans unless they lived outside of Puerto Rico in the 6 years before the law.
See, and it's not even available to these niggas, man. What it says. And the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and shall come down, and thou shalt come down very low. And he shall lend to thee, that's the heathen, the stranger, the nation, and those shall not lend to him. Yet he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. And we're the tail in there right now, man. We are not the lender, we are the lendee, we're the servant. And moreover, all the curses shall be upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, until thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the Lord, unto the voice of the Lord, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon the sign forever, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, man. Because thou servest not the Lord Yahweh, thy power, with joyfulness, and gladness of heart, and for the abundance of all things, man. And therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy, which the Lord Yahweh has sent against thee. and in thy hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, man. This is not what you're seeing in hunger and thirst and nakedness, man. The Puerto Ricans are literally being stripped naked, man. And in want of all things he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, man, until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, and swift. So, man, this is not fast, man. This is literally not happen. This is literally not happen. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from from the end of the earth, man. And these niggas were in America alone since the Greek captivity, in a nation as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation that thou tongue shall not, and a nation thou shalt not understand. Man, and we know that the national animal is the eagle, man. Moreno discovered speaking. Ah, what? Man. Hmm. So what is this? What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? It says Louis de Torres was Christopher Columbus' interpreter on the first journeys to the America. Do de Torres, de Torres was a converso. Wait, hold on. I don't know. I don't know about that, man. Yeah. I mean, I imagine he was Jake, but let's continue reading. He was apparently born Yosef Ben. I don't know, man. It's funny. The conversos are described as non-conversos, as the original people. In the conversos, are probably actual Jake, actual Israelites, forcefully convert. A converso because he had a highest heritage, man. But like Luis Torres, apparently born Yosef ben Ha Levi. All right, why'd you change your name? How you converso? And your name sound more Jewish before you converted your name. I imagine this is how they would have said it. But it's a Yosef, it looks like Joseph, uh, Yawasop, to add Ben, son, Levi, and joined to me, the Levi, the son of the Levi, from my little understanding of the Hebrew, been chosen by Columbus for his knowledge of the Hebrew, the Chaldaic, and then the Chaldees, imagine, I'm making that shit up, and the Arabic, man. So what language? Where's the Indian? This nigga ain't bring no. This nigga went to go and have his. He knew he was gonna deal with some Indians for some spicy and get no Indian interpreter. My first thing I see, He chose Columbus for the knowledge of his Hebrew, but wasn't Columbus also a small hat? Wasn't he a so-called Jew? This nigga couldn't speak it. So if you know that eagle is that American flag, that America, the swift as an eagle, language that he did not understand. Man, you cannot enslave a people you don't know their language. Like, I don't know how that shit makes sense, man. Man. Oh, man. Oh, where was I, man? Deuteronomy 28. It just says, Deuteronomy 28. It says, and therefore thou shalt serve thine enemy, we are, which is the Lord, shall send against thee, and none of them can just say, hey, bro, I'm just trying to benefit my life. This is terrible for Puerto Rico, man, but there's nothing I could do, man. I wish they could, man. I would leave if they had this benefit. I would leave, man. I'm just trying. Oh, KAL HALAL YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. 144. You know, I'll leave, but I'm just here for the benefit. You know, I can't change the world. Yada yada yada. I feel bad. I do what I can to help these people and make at least the few Puerto Ricans I care about their lives better. No, you ain't saying that shit. Serve thine enemies, which the Lord has sent against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. You got to go to them in want of all things, man. They have a whole government recession. You don't even benefit from it. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And these niggas are so destroyed, man. Take a picture. Take a picture there. Don't fuck your ass up. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons old or young. What is that? As swift as the eagle, a nation's tongue, who thou shalt not understand. These niggas did not understand. And clearly different language. I bet you these niggas speak a different Spanish. I mean, I imagine these niggas speak a different Spanish than the one in Mexico. You know, maybe they speak that same Spanish, man. But imagine, you know, it's got a mix of the Hebrew and their languages. You know, there'd be a fluent Spanish speaker, show you who the Israelites are. Fluent Spanish speaker, they go take the Spanish that's taught in high school and they fail. That showed you, man. They just needed language to speak, you know, just not get murked. You know, they just needed to be similar to them to not get murked. But clearly, the societies are interconnected. You know, clearly their languages are damn near two different languages.
was created.
Si existieran ayudas como esas para los locales, yo te aseguro que habría mucho más desarrollo económico, se iba menos gente del país.
I have my family here, I have 2 kids.
That's Elias Lopez, and I talked to him before he moved to Florida. He says he wishes he didn't have to leave because his 2 daughters live here with their mom.
They're sad, like, they're like, papi, pero porque you have a job, you know, you have a part-time job, and I have to, you know, explain that to them.
But he says he couldn't find a full-time job here.
It's getting expensive. This island is getting expensive, and, you know, the, jobs are not paying more.
Elias says he thinks the tax breaks for wealthy investors are hurting Puerto Ricans more than they're helping them.
We are being displaced, you know, from our own country.
And like I said, Act 22 is the more controversial one. Even the IRS has set its eyes on Act 22 investors after it concluded that they had stopped paying millions of dollars into the U.S. Treasury.
We ought to tell that governor, none of this bullshit, where you let millionaires and billionaires escape taxes.
And that was Senator Chuck Schumer, who has publicly said he's not a fan.
They don't care. And look how wicked these niggas are. They don't give a fuck about Puerto Rico, how Puerto Ricans are getting robbed and affected. No, they just, you're paying the American Treasury taxes?
Maybe we should put something they don't get the money unless they...
No, your money ain't going to the American Treasury?
And that's how this issue takes us back to Puerto Rico's status. Here you have someone at the federal level talking about exercising their power over Puerto Rico to try to pressure the local government to get rid of the tax breaks. So now we enter an issue of Puerto Rico's autonomy. Now I'm not going to get into that in this video, but tell me what you think and I'll see you soon.
Man, if I were provocative, man, if you don't think the Puerto Ricans are Israelites, fucking man. It's probably not what I'm gonna name this, but I might. I might just, man. If you don't think the Puerto Ricans are Israelites, fucking man. I hate you. You know? You wicked ass nigga, man. Man, you don't think these Taino, the Ephraim, the Air Rock, man, you don't think these niggas are Ephraim? Man, fuck you. You're garbage. Anyways, bro. Man, I don't know how you go argue with this shit. Yeah, this is Ephraim, man. Ephraim. You know? Think fruitful. These niggas were niggas that Columbus encountered when he went to the island now known as Haiti. Let's make sure I get everything. You know? Ye have sown much. I couldn't even now finish all the videos. I could say that ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye have not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. But he that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes. Man, in them holes, you're in recession. And them holes definitely widened up, man. You're in a recession, and the only thing that benefiting is the white people. You're still all the Israelites for the most part are still in a recession. It's funny, wages is the car. It's a car. You know. See, and you have the bag. The bag. I don't care if you're an Israelite, man. The bag got holes in that bitch. And your pouch got holes in that bitch. I don't care what you got. It's not enough to want to delay the Lord's coming, man. You want to delay the Lord's coming for someone on earth, you're wicked, man. You don't know, you're goofy. You know this shit's funny and garbage, man. And these are the Israelites, you know by the curses, man. He says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, and none saith restore. No one's saying, hey, we aren't paying taxes in Puerto Rico. Let's put this money into the Puerto Rican economy, man. Let's just make this a nice place to live, you know. Let's not make this Cali, you know. Let's just not, take our you know. But no. Whom among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Does it say who gave Edom? Does it say who gave Japheth? No. Did the Lord Yahweh? Did not the Lord Yahweh? He against whom he has sinned. For they would not walk in his paths, neither would they be obedient to his law. Therefore he hath poured unto them the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire about. Yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. And these niggas is wicked, man. I hate these niggas, man. I hate these niggas. I hate these niggas. I hate these niggas, man. Man, you just be reading it so much as hate, man, because it's fucked up. But you know, Jake, don't give a fuck. And remember, and thy shall be a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever, man. What he said, man. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, man. When morning is light, they practice it, because it is in their power of their hands. And they covet fields, and they take them away by violence, and the houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his heritage, even a man. They oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man. And you see that shit. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove from your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for time is evil, for time is bad time. Bad, no, time bad, vil, evil, vile, villain, you know? Mhm. And in that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled, man. If these niggas ain't utterly spoiled, he hath, man, going from Haiti to them. Ain't these niggas utterly spoiled, man, from one island to another island? I mean, I think these niggas, I think the Taino inhabited multiple, like a lot of them islands, you know. And in that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled, and he hath changed the portion of my people, who hath he removed it from, turning away, he divided from the field. Man, these niggas, man, I hate these niggas, man. Like, whoa, man, you get your blood boiling just trying to do a lesson, you know? Now this was gonna be like quick, actually, too. Go on this, man. Just going into this. Ben Shapiro, man. The Amalekites, man. Get your blood boiling. Mm. You know, if I can't find something quick at this, um, then yeah, I'm just gonna look for this. If I can't, I'll be done with the lesson. You know.
I feel like women lose value.
Yeah, you, I don't know. I'm guessing that's the Sudanese. Mm.
Born in Rios Piedras, Puerto Rico. He was raised by his grandparents in the central mountains of Borican.
So he was he ain't no 5 cent. He raised in the mountains. He ain't no $5 Indian. He ain't paid for. I'm an Indian. I'm white. He lived in the mountains with his grandparents. Go ahead.
His family are Haberos from.
Or what?
Haberos.
Which goes back to the word what? Hebrews. Haberos. People of the mountains. Go ahead.
From Jayuya, which is known as the indigenous capital of Puerto Rico. He also traces his lineage to the Beni Anusim, who fled Spain and Portugal in 1492.
The Beni Anusim is are the forced ones. Those are the conversos. Beni Anusim means coerced or forced, meaning the forced converts. He traces his lineage back basically through his mother to the Jews that fled from Spain and Portugal and arrived here in the Americas around the 1490s.
You know.
After Columbus showed up.
So he knows that his mom, at least on his mom's side, fled Columbus, man. So his dad could have been one of those, or his dad could have been in the land.
Born in Rios.
So I hate y'all niggas, man. I hate y'all niggas, man, so much.
It was 1493 when Christopher Columbus stumbled upon the island of Borican. Borican was the name that the native Tainos had for what is today Puerto Rico. At the time that Columbus came here, there were tens of thousands of Tainos. But when the Spanish took over, many of them were enslaved and eventually
The copper-colored people.
murdered or died because of diseases that the colonizers.
Actually, this woman is an Israelite, but she's not copper-colored, you know. So, 500 years of colonization, you want to look a little lighter.
Brought here. After Columbus got here, what would follow would be 400 years of Spanish rule. But that's the story of a lot of this part of the world, right? But the thing about Puerto Rico is that you fast forward to the 21st century and some say this is a modern day colony, the oldest colony. And that's because in the year 2020, this island still belongs to another country.
Alongside the.
But I can't find it. So I hope this lesson was edifying. KAL HALAL YAHAWAH. BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Gosh, some of the Digital Epistles of Israel. Yeah, if you can't accept, if you find, find the 12 tribes chart, man. Like, by no means is the 12 tribes chart saying literally everybody here is of this tribe, you know? America's of the place where most people, where most tribes are at, of all 12 tribes. Yeah, it's gonna be the bulk of the deliverance, you know? But, no one's saying that, these tribes are exclusively here. You know? We're scattered all across the world, you know? Africa. You know, Europe. Even Asia, you know? But start the cap, y'all niggas BS. I hate y'all niggas.
All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Praying for salvation. There's Montesinos right here. In his cell one day, he was reciting what was by then a standard formula among New World Moranos. Blessed be the name of the Lord, who has not made me an idolater, a barbarian, a Negro, or an Indian. When suddenly be stopped, those Indians, he told themselves, they are Hebrews. Reading on forward a little bit. The woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue that Montesinos could not understand, although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation. She then turned to her male companions and to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they rose, went over to Montesinos, and to his utter astonishment said, Shema Yisroel, Adonai Elohenu, Adonai Ehad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. They had recited in Hebrew the fundamental credo of Judaism. They told him that they were themselves of the tribe of Reuben, and that the tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby. They were willing to make an exception in the near future. However, on account of their need for education.